What's going on, everybody? It's Gino coming at you for UFC Vegas Fight Night 62, Grasso versus Araujo. I am so excited to be back. Feels like we've been so off and on that it's just been forever since we've been able to do some UFC. So I'm excited to get back onto the grind. Got a lot of DraftKings action, got some little betting action too. Before I get started, if you could support the channel, hit the subscribe button, like the video, and leave a comment. I try to do a very practical video that does not take too much time for you, and I hope to keep doing that. So go ahead and give me some support. Also, if you can, share the video on your social media. That helps too. All right, so first we're going to start with the main event. We have Araujo versus Grasso. I think Grasso wins. I think she's a favorite for a reason at minus 225. She's $9,000. The more I look at it, the more I think, wow, this is really promising for DraftKings. I keep saying I'm not going all in, but the more I'm talking about it, like right now, I'm kind of power thinking through it, and I'm like, she's plus 380 to get a KO TKO. The under 4.5 is plus 180, which tells us it's not out of the realm of possibilities. She's minus 225 on the money line, plus 150 to get a decision. It's a 5-round fight. Could she get volume? Could she score well? Could she get a finish? Yeah, and I mean she's $9,000, so it's not like she's like the highest price favorite at minus 225. And then you also have Araujo, who gets 2 to 3 takedowns per fight, but it's a 5-round fight. If she can come out, compete, she did lose to Jessica I, which makes me not like her even more. But if she can go ahead and get some takedowns, she could score well in DraftKings. So as of right now, I'm not going all in, but man, I'm really leaning towards it. My lean is Grasso. I think she wins the fight. I think she's a favorite for a reason. And the more I look at it, the more I like that $9,000 price tag on DraftKings. Martinez versus Cub Swanson. I'm going Cub Swanson on the money line plus 175. I like him. He's $7,400 plus 175 on the money line. Here's what I'm thinking. He is going down in weight. That could hurt him. That could hurt his power. Could hurt his speed. But I think he's a legitimate fighter. I think he gets it done here. Cub Swanson as plus money. I just think there's value there. At $7,400 on DraftKings, he can get finishes. He's plus 550 to get a finish, plus 380 to get a decision. Even if he just strikes his way to a decision win and does a lot of striking, he won't get takedowns, maybe a knockdown, then he can get a good score either way for $7,400. So I do like him a lot. I'm going to own both of these guys at the field because if you look at Martinez, he's on a 3-fight winning streak with 3 decisions. He's $8,800, but he's plus 225 to get a KO TKO. The over 2.5 is minus 160, which makes me like, I'm not going to go crazy with ownership on this fight in DraftKings. But I'm picking the dog, Cub Swanson. Askarov versus Royval. I think Royval is weak. I think Askarov is minus 255. I think that's reasonable because he's the better fighter. I think get a decision here. Royval is kind of wiry. He could get a submission here. If he does get a win, that is what he's going to do. So I'm going to be heavy on the fight because you've got Askarov, who's got 5 to 6 takedown upside. He had 2 versus Kai Kara France, who's a good fighter. He has some quality wins, one of which is the Pantoja, which makes me respect him a lot. At $9,200, I do like him. I'm leaning towards him. I want to see where the ownership is because there's several $9,000 fighters this week, and I just want to see how that ownership's panning out on DraftKings versus the scoring potential of the fighter. But I do like this fight a lot. Like I said, if Royval wins, he's probably landing a finish. The over 2.5 is minus 135, which goes. I just don't think Royval is going to win here. Jordan Wright versus Tordovic. I am going Jordan Wright, another dog, plus 170. If you look at it, he's been finished in all 3 of his losses. He does have a round 1 KO against Pickett, and he's 1-3. He's a finisher, get finished fighter. I think that he's aware of that, and I just think he comes out on fire. He's fought some respectable competition. Granted, not really won much, but he's Bruno Silva, Barriute, Buckley. I mean, they're competent fighters. So it's not like he's fighting scrubs and losing fights. He's losing fights to pretty decent fighters. And I look at Trudovic, he's 1-3. So it's not like he's elite, some guy dominating through his opponents. He can get over 100 strikes. but he also can get a quick finish. So I like this fight in general. You have an $8,700, $7,500. I am picking the dog, but I'm going all in on the fight. And I do love the pricing and the upside here on DraftKings. That's why I'm going all in. But my pick on the money line is right. Alonzo Menifield versus Misha Serkinov. I think Serkinov is he's just not very good at this point. I mean, I don't think Menifield's great either. But here's the thing: both of these guys are finishers. They're low volume finishers. You got Menifield, who's plus 100 to get a KO TKO, and he's minus 205 as on the money line. Then you look at Serkinov; he's plus 175 on the money line, and he's plus 330 to get a KO TKO. So I definitely, and the under is set at 1.5 and it's minus 120. It's minus 135 to any KO TKO. Somebody's getting finished here. You have an $8,900 guy on DraftKings and a $7,300 guy on DraftKings. Elevate both guys. I'm not going to say I'm going all in on the fight because, like I said, these guys are low volume. It could just be like really boring and sloppy. There are worlds where that happens. So that's why I'm hesitant to go all in because it's not like I'm like coming in. I'm like, oh yeah, this is for sure going to be lights out. Somebody's getting their lights put out right at the beginning, but there's a good chance. Brandon Davis versus Mana Martinez. I am going Brandon Davis. I like the wild card because here's the thing about Brandon Davis: you don't know who you're going to get. It's like what is it? What do I think? Not Happy Gilmore. What is that movie? Where he runs? It'll come to me with Tom Hanks. I'll think about it in a minute. Oh, Forrest Gump. Okay, sorry. So Brandon, because you never really know. Where's your life's like a box of chocolates? I don't even know if that relates. But you have Brandon Davis versus Mana Martinez. I like Brandon Davis. I think that he's a wild card. He's plus 1,100 round one KO TKO. He's plus 1,200 round one submission. He has a good they're right there, and then he's plus 300 to get a decision. All of his methods of victory are very close, which makes me like him to get a finish. The under 2.5 is plus 100, barely plus money. Barely plus money. You look over at Martinez, he's plus 215, KO TKO, plus 400 to get it done in round one, plus 700 to get it done in round two by KO TKO. He is 1-2 over his last three. He has a Ronnie Lawrence decision loss. He's susceptible to takedowns with a 12% takedown defense. And he's low volume with the striking, but he's a finisher. I like the fight, but I like it for the dog. I'm going dog or pass, and I'm going to go ahead and say Davis submission. This is one of the places I'm taking a stance on. If it hurts me, it hurts me, but I do like Davis. All right, Victor Henry or pass. That simple. He is being fed Rafael Azunakayo. You look at Henry, he's got a history of finishes. He had 181 strikes in his last UFC fight. This is his second UFC fight, so that's why, it could have a little buyer beware, but I think that minus 390 is very telling. He's plus 150 KO, TKO, plus 120 decision. I think he gets a finish here. The over 2.5 is minus 150, though, but it is plus 150 to end in KO, TKO, DQ, and that goes in Henry's favor. Henry or pass, that's that. I don't know ownership yet, but Henry is the pick. Malkoun versus Maximov. I am going Maximov by decision. I think he gets it done here. I didn't love his little press conference. I thought that was kind of weird. Somebody brought up a good point about how he was kind of trying to sound like the Diaz brothers. I know that he has a friendship with them, works with them. But anyways, he's $8,300. Malkoun is $7,900. You have Maximov who can get up to 11 takedowns in a fight, and he's fighting a guy in Malkoun who can get just like 6, 8 takedowns as well, and then you land a lot of strikes. They're close lines. I think that people sometimes undervalue decision wins and how volume can accumulate control time takedowns, can accumulate and really produce a good DraftKings score. So I love this fight. I'm going all in. At 8,300 and 7,900, I think this is a good fight to target, and I think this is a fight where I can get leverage on the field. So this is an all-in spot for me. My lean is Maximov at minus 125. Brito versus Alexander. Fade Alexander. Okay. No, not winning. Not going to happen. Let's talk about Brito. All right. He's plus 120 KO, TKO, plus 250 submission. He's 2-1 in his last three. The fact that he was able to smoke Feely the way, and then Feely came out and showed that he is a good fighter, and so for him to do that to him, it makes me like him even more. But he did lose to Algio, but Algio's no walk through the park either. So I do like Brito fighting a guy who doesn't seem very confident in Alexander. I'm going to go at the field or higher on Brito because I think he can get it done here in the under set at 1.5. So he might be able to get it done early and get that quick finish bonus, $9,400. Again, let's see where the ownership goes. Fade. Rodriguez versus Hughes. Don't really see it scoring well. It's probably going to be just ugly if I would even probably watch it. I'm not really that interested in this fight. But for the sake of betting, I'd say dog or pass. Just treat it like women's MMA, unpredictable, and just go with the dog. Tara versus Vergara. I am going Tara, and I like him plus 350 by submission. He is a very talented fighter. He's technical. He has 3 straight submission wins. Prior to his decision win against Calderio. He is a promising prospect. He's got a good submission game, but he can also get a KO, TKO. So that makes me like him at $9,100. Then he's fighting a guy in Vergara who has several finishes over his career. The under could be promising. The over 2.5 is minus 210, but it's minus 175 to end a decision. So there are a lot of worlds where this doesn't score well. Well, it could even end a decision, but I like Tara. And he's going to be who I mainly play on DraftKings, but I will have some Vergara. Rodriguez versus Mike Jackson. Mike Jackson is being fed to Rodriguez. They're trying to get Rodriguez back on track. All 4 of his wins have been round run TKOs. I see him getting back on that trend here at minus 165, at minus 675. He's minus 165 to do it in round 1 KO, TKO. He's a talented fighter. This is his get right spot. Mike Jackson's getting fed. Mike Jackson, there's just not much to him that makes me say, oh my God, he can land an upset here. I do think Rodriguez will show he's competent, he's a good fighter, and this is his get right spot, and this is why they have him fighting Mike Jackson. All right, guys. Hey, that's it. That's the full breakdown. If you have any questions, hit me up on Twitter at TheRealGC9. Also, this video I brought to you by DFS Army. If you are interested, we have already had $1 million winner in football. We have people taking down tournaments every week in DraftKings MMA, UFC. Great place to be. Use my promo code DFLGino. You get 10% off the site. And I know they're running tons of specials right now, so come and check us out. The link is in the bio or in the description. And again, like this video, subscribe, and leave me a comment. All right, good luck, everybody.